Welcome back to the Valdez Family Homestead. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with all this useful information we're going to bring you in the near future and today. As well as hitting that like button because it just helps us out a ton to get our videos up there in the algorithm. So today on the homestead, as you can see here, we got a truck bed full of composting dirt. So what we're going to do is start to get our garden ready to bring us fruitful vegetation from many different fruits and vegetables so we can provide for our family here on the homestead. So what I'm doing now is we're going to take this dirt, it's quite a bit here, we're going to take this over to our garden beds. I got quite a bit of dirt back there already, but we're going to need a ton more. Plus, we can use this here on the homestead for many other things. As far as our greenhouse, getting new things planted and ready to go out in the garden bed. If you haven't checked the video out on our newly added greenhouse, go ahead and check that out. See if it's worth it, or if it's worth it just to build your own greenhouse on your homestead. We do have some compost we do ourselves here as far as putting stuff in buckets and using that for compost, but of course we're not going to produce enough to where we're going to need for our raised garden beds and other planters that will be planting things, as well as our things in the greenhouse. So we go to a local place here that gives it to you by the yard, so look up local places near you. It's always good to support local. Not only is it good to support local, but you're also getting a higher quality, better quality dirt for your garden, compost for your garden than that store-bought from Home Depot or Lowe's or any other large store where you can purchase dirt. They just produce these local places produce a higher quality dirt for your garden, and you'll notice the success you get with growing things in your garden purchasing from these local. There's some farmers that will sell you some dirt that they've also composted with cow manure, and so just be on the lookout in your local area. So here next to our homestead, we are lucky to have the local place we like to go to get the dirt. Now, know this as well though, most of those places are going to sell it in an abundance of quantity, so you can't just go in there and say, hey, I need a few buckets full of dirt. They're gonna want you to purchase by the yard. So the place we go to, we purchase it by the yard. 1 yard is a pretty decent amount. Even if you don't need that amount, you can always use it in the future. To give you a mindset on how much 1 yard of dirt is, it'll roughly fill up a 6-foot bed almost to the top. So if you have a 6-foot truck bed, it'll fill it up to the top, and that'll give you plenty of dirt, especially if you have a small gardening area and you don't need too much. You can always use that in the future, so if you have somewhere to store it, that's good as well. So there's my advice to you. Look up local places where you can pick up some dirt, compost, so you can use for all of your gardening needs. So just to give you an idea of not only are you getting a better quality dirt and you're supporting local, you're also going to save you some money. So for this amount of dirt and close to the quality you're going to get with this type of dirt, going to like a Home Depot or say a Lowe's, you're roughly going to pay about $169 to almost $200 for the amount of bags you're going to need to equal this amount of dirt. If you purchase it by the yard, depending on where you live of course, because prices and inflation, everything costs more right now unfortunately. Back then this would have costed way less. but that's the times we're living in, so we got to go by the amount it would cost you now. The 1 yard of dirt here costed about $67. So that's going to put anywhere from $100 to $120 back in your pocket that you didn't have to spend on going to those big name brand stores, just supporting local, getting local dirt, putting more money back in your pockets to invest on other things you might be needing on your homestead. Because I don't know about you, but I could definitely use $120 extra in my pocket. We've got our raised garden beds finally filled up here, and then we're gonna go ahead and start transplanting some of the stuff we've moved over to the greenhouse into these raised garden beds. And then the first thing I'm gonna do though, what I wanted to talk to you guys about today, not only of course getting your dirt locally from farmers or a local composting store, I also wanted to talk about elderberries. You can look up the health benefits of elderberry. There's tons of health benefits out there. I know you have probably heard of them, and you might even already take some elderberries or use elderberry and already know the benefits. I don't really want to get into the benefits here. Just wanted to talk about the difference in elderberry. So the ones you get from the store, say that are already in pill form or in gummy form, elderberries that you can buy at like Walmart, your local produce health stores, those elderberries are coming from Europe. And so they do a lot of things to process those elderberries that are coming in from Europe. They lose a lot of those health benefits that you're trying to take advantage of. So I have a solution for that. Of course, you want to purchase American, right? Buy everything American, get everything to support your local farmers here in the US. So there is a local place you can get them from. And I have some here. My wife purchased them the other day, went to their website. The website is riverhillsharvest.com. I'll leave a link in the description below so you can see what they have to offer, because they have tons of different elderberry on there that offer different benefits, and they are an American elderberry. As I had mentioned, the stuff coming from Europe that we see on the counters in the stores, those are losing all their health benefits. Here, if you go to their website, not only can you get different types of juices and already elderberries that they have ready for you to consume, they have to where you can grow elderberry on your own, and they have all these different sorts of elderberries that you can choose from. This one, roughly with shipping and everything, you get 3 stems. This will get you a great harvest of elderberries. If you know anything about elderberries, not only are they health beneficial, they can survive a drought, but they do, of course, like any other berries and fruits, love tons of water. So the more water you give them, the better. So you really can't overwater them or underwater them. Of course, if you are underwatering them, it's going to give you less of a plentiful producing plant for you, but they can survive a drought. And so this is how they come if you get 3 stems. This cost with shipping and everything was about $21, and these grow like weeds. So you want to contain them small area or a bigger bin, and that's what we're gonna do here on the homestead. We're gonna start them off in a big planting pot, see how that goes for us, and then go from there. And so go check them out. They have a lot of the benefits on their website that'll tell you about the elderberry if you want to know more information. Also, do a Google search on elderberries. This is the first thing I'm going to plant into a planter back here. And not only were we talking about getting your dirt locally and supporting local farmers and local businesses, but also support local here in the US, local farmers of the elderberry. So if you're already consuming elderberry in your household, please go check them out. I will have that link in the description. This is where we're gonna be planting it. Hey Apollo, how's it going, boy? How's it going? Apollo wants to come in here and of course mess up the garden, because that's what he loves doing. He loves digging out stuff. So that's why we had to build this fence. If you didn't watch the build of this hog wire fence, go check that video out. But yeah, so this fence right here is to keep Apollo out and all the other animals, especially the chickens, because they'll come pecking at our vegetables and our fruits over here. These elderberries already come trimmed for you the way you want to plant them. Where they're cut at an angle here on the stem is where you're going to plant it down. And these elderberries, you'll plant them roughly about 2 inches deep into the ground. So I'm going to set one up on each corner here. I'm going to have one here, and one here, and we're going to see how they grow over time in a bin such as this. Okay, so it was that simple. Now we're going to give them plentiful water over time. I will give you guys updates on how they're growing. Tend to grow like weeds. They're like little bushes, and they will continue to grow. And these will come back year-round for you. So they'll go into dormant, getting closer to winter. The cool thing about these elderberries, if you are able to freeze these and keep them dormant until you're ready to plant them in the spring. We'll give updates when these elderberries start producing here on our homestead and they start becoming beautiful bushes. But I did want to just share with you guys the grapes, how they're doing. They are starting to grow the stems longer here. You can see this one. We're very excited here on the homestead to start to see these things grow and get more life. Starting to get big, beautiful leaves on these grapes. If you did miss that video on me planting these grapes and how to make this trellis here so you can plant grapes in your own backyard, in your homestead, go check that video out as well. It's up on the channel now. Hopefully it'll give you that useful information you need if you want to grow grapes. Also, I gave some useful information on that video to let you know what you can do with those grape leaves as well. So we're happy to see those starting to flourish here on the homestead and get bigger each and every day. Especially, we gotta thank God that we've been getting tons of rain, so we haven't had to really water any of these things that we have planted so far. Here's some nectarine trees we also have planted on our homestead that we really haven't spoken of in a video. And with these, you want 2 of these trees on your property. You can do some more research on those, but yeah, when you're planting like nectarine trees or apple trees, you want to have 2 of the same type of tree you're planting. Just to give you more information on what I'm speaking of on having 2 of these trees nearby, it's not a requirement, because these trees are self-pollinating. So fun fact for you, these nectarine trees are self-pollinating, and so they'll bear fruit without another nectarine tree nearby. But having another tree nearby may increase yields for you. You can possibly have a more fruitful, more plentiful fruits on those trees once they start actually producing for you. So just a fun fact there of why you want to have 2 of the same trees nearby each other. And of course, it's bad to have them too close together too, because the roots need room to grow and spread. So it gives them room to grow as they get bigger and bigger and bigger. So we're excited to have those on our homestead, and once those start producing nectarines for us, we're gonna do tons of things with those. We're going for the rest of the day, going to plant more things in our raised garden beds here. So super excited to have these already full, built out, and ready to produce things here on our homestead. I hope today was more of an informational video for you, just to get you some information there about buying your dirt local and about the elderberries back there that we just planted. But I will keep you guys updated on what we were planning here in the near future, so stay tuned. Make sure you're subscribed, have that notification bell on as well, so you know each time we post a video here on the Valdez Family Homestead. But I want to thank you guys so much for being here with me today. Have a great one, and until the next one, see you guys later.